Welcome back, loyal Psychthoughts fans. I don't know why you still tune in, but we're here. Thank you for logging in to Psychthoughts. I'm Derek, and joined always by my best friend and co-host. His name is Doug. Hello, Doug.
Hello, Derek. How you doing today?
Doing well. I'm looking forward to a day where we're not doing squares for Psychthoughts, and we can actually be in person.
That ain't never gonna happen.
What you sipping on there, buddy?
It's late in the day, so you know the second show will be really good.
For those of you who have been following along with us, then you know that we have an intern, meaning that we don't have to pay her, and her name's Elaine. How you doing, Elaine?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Vertical.
I'm sipping on something. And my dogs are going crazy.
You guys have beverages. You guys have beverages. I had string cheese, so we'll call it even. Don't forget, if you like what we do on Psychthoughts, to leave a comment and subscribe to our page. If you don't like what we do, leave a comment and subscribe to our page. Really, just leave a comment and subscribe to the page. That works. Remember, you can always reach out to us. If you have psychology-related questions you would like answered, you can email us at psychthoughts@tntech.edu, psychthoughts@tentech.edu. You can also follow us on various social media accounts. Elaine knows them all. I don't know any of them, but pretty much Facebook, Instagram, the Twitter, just Psychthoughts something or another. Look for us, and then that works. Wouldn't you say, Doug?
We're the one that's blowing up.
Yeah. We don't want to brag, but we have ones of followers. So that's a big deal.
Now on YouTube, I think last time I looked, we had 47 subscribers. So we're in the tens.
Ooh, people are desperate now for entertainment.
People are doing anything. Gyms are closed. Psychthoughts has turned into a fun game.
It's time to drink.
Today we're going to talk about changing behavior. And Doug's got a lot of behavior that needs to be changed, which is not a bit.
All my behaviors are good. To me.
All of them.
Fun behaviors.
They'll look okay from this end. So one thing that we think is we always want more choices. If I only had more choices, then I would be doing better, right? If I had more choices in psychology-related YouTube channels, I would choose those. And what happens is, unfortunately, the more choices we have, sometimes we start to stagnate. I can tell you on my point of view as faculty, when you give a student an assignment and you say, write about anything, they tend to have a little bit of a meltdown about that. That's too much choices for them. But yet they always tell you they want more and more and more and more. And then sometimes you just give it to them.
No, you're true. I mean, we talk about that in intro. A lot of times we think I need like 8 or 9 choices, but we don't. And one of the things about that is it's probably a little more preached in computer science. As far as like if you're building a website and you want to give people a choice to do this, they have like a certain amount that you don't go over. Because the more we have, there's like, it's better just to have 3 choices. No more, just 3. Yes, no, and I don't know. Well, maybe 4, maybe. There we go. That's the only choices you get.
Third-party politics.
So we have a study by Eigner and Lepper in 2000, and they were going to test this idea of choice and see what happens. So they set up a table. There's videos of this. I don't know if you show them in Gen Psych, Doug, but there are videos of this, and there's a similar video about choice blindness in the same way. But so they set up a table, and they were giving samples of jam, because everybody knows when you walk up to a stranger at the table, you can't wait to buy their jam. I think today you'd probably get a ticket. Like if you had taste testing tables of jam, they'd be like, That violates all kinds of social distancing.
The community spoon to try it all. There, let me clean that off. It's okay.
Yeah. That's going to be good right there.
Hey, that's one of those now. That's one of those now experiments. We can't do that anymore.
Not because it's inhumane, but because we can't.
Half of the time, Aigner and Lepper had 24 jars of jam on the table, so evidently a big table. And then the other half of the time, because 2 halves make a whole, they had 6 jars of jam on the table. And what do you think happened?
Somebody bought some peanut butter.
Somebody bought some peanut butter.
Somebody bought some peanut butter. They found the Wonder Bread, and they made it happen.
Well, the one
so they measured the number of people who would stop and taste, and more people stopped when there were more choices, right? So when there were 24 choices, 60% of people would stop and taste. But when there were only 6 choices, only 40% would stop and taste. Now, to me, this makes a lot of sense. You're walking around Opry Mills Mall, and you see like some guy, and he has 6 jars of jam. He's like, "You want my jam?" I think you're going to say no to that. For the record,
Doug won't.
Always say
like
no.
that.
No, Doug's part of that 40%. He's like, "I'll take them all, actually." Here, we'll do it at the same time. It'll be great. Communal jam. But what you would think is when there were 24 jars of jam that people would be like, "I'll take some of the schnozberry, and it tastes just like schnozberry, and I'll take some of this other, and it's wonderful too." But they actually tasted about the same number of samples. When there were 24, people tasted only a few varieties, and when there were 6 or 4 choices available, people would try to test more of them. So people can only deal with 3 to 4 things at one time is what this study results. 31% of people who stopped at the table with 6 jars actually made a purchase, but only 3% of people who stopped at the table with 24 jars made a purchase.
Now I have to say,
tell you?
I think my daughters are not in that group because they would go to that hot sauce store and they would try every single flavor. It would take us forever to get out of it. They'd have a stomach ache when they were done, but they tried every single one of them, like 30 of them or whatever.
But did they buy any?
Oh, no, because they were children. It was all about eating.
Well, now, I would love to have critiqued this experiment because I see a lot of variables in here that play. One, if you go up to a table and there's a lot of choices, okay, you're not going to feel pressured to buy something because, well, they got a lot of stuff. Nobody's going to be, But now if there's smaller amount, you're like, ooh, I took quite a bit I better buy something. So, it doesn't look like I'm just freeloading, because the best time to go to Sam's or Costco is like on the weekend where they're giving out free samples. You go by, would you like to try this? I don't even like it, but yes, let me have some, But I wonder if people would feel more guilty if there's less. That's why they didn't buy it,
So your theory is like you come up to someone with like a busted table and they've got 2 jars of jam and they're like, "Would you like to try some of this jam?" That your brain's going to be like, "Oh man, bless their hearts.
I better buy
They've only got these 3 jars of jam."
They probably have 50 cats at home they have to feed.
Yeah.
You don't go over and go, "This person can afford 24 jars of jam. I don't need to buy a jack."
Yeah. Why they got so much jam anyway?
That's right.
If you've ever been faced with making a decision when there were lots of choices, you probably agree with Aigner and Lepper, though, don't you?
Yes, it's true. The less choice you have, the less is more. Because I feel like we get stuck in a rut when we start just thinking about all the choices we got when it's just cut and dry. This is yes or no, So
more choices seem to be overwhelming.
My brain right now, right?
Huh?
You know what argument's coming to my brain right now, right?
What?
Where you want to eat tonight?
Oh, I hate that discussion because everybody goes, I don't care. Where you want to go? Here's what I want to tell everybody out there how to solve this problem. I used to have this problem with my friends. We'd all go, where you want to go eat? I don't know. I don't care. I started suggesting the worst places. Just right off the bat. Where you want to go eat? I don't know. Let's go to Crystal. I'm going to go to Crystal.
Whoa, hold on. That's the best option. Let's be clear.
Well,
if I'm in a 3-piece suit and you're like, let's go to Crystal, I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Well, my digestive system can't handle it like it used to.
I haven't hit that stage of life yet, and quite frankly, I don't know that it's worth living after I can't eat crystals anymore.
But if you make people think that you're going to pick the most ridiculous place, they'll go, oh, wait a minute, what's my other 2 options? Now, I would do that when I would go on a date. I would say, look, I said, let's go out to eat. And they'd always go, I don't know. I said, well, here, I'll name 3. You pick 1. And that always went over better.
Where I'm from in Hermitage, growing up, there was a tavern type place called the Don't Know Bar, which was great. I've always wanted to open up 2 restaurants that competed with each other. One was called Don't Know, and the other was called You Pick. And all they served were appetizers. So you go there, you eat some appetizers while you think about where you're going to go eat. You know, how hard would it be to get like cheese sticks and potato skins? Not hard, but people are going to come, maybe have a couple drinks, and then they go eat it. You know, we all know they were going to O'Charlie's anyway, but they at least bought apps from us.
You could probably, you know what you could do? That would be a great restaurant. Then you have a bunch of menus from all the other restaurants in the area. Then go ahead and start looking at them, deciding where they want to go.
Yeah.
It's like the
on the table,
restaurant.
You find like, and all the tables have maps. Like, so you are here, the O'Charlie's is here, the Red Robin is here. We put big X's on the Logans because they didn't survive coronavirus. Other than that, too soon.
Actually, I just ate at Logan's last night because they reopened here in Cookville.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So there's not a Logan's anywhere around me anymore. They all closed.
Yep, the one here in Cookville's open.
Well, that means you can drive to Cookville and eat to Logan's now.
That seems like a long way to drive.
No, there's not many places you can go and eat peanuts and go on the floor.
Or the Texas Roadhouse you can.
They're going to open one of those in Cookville here, too.
The Texas Roadhouse?
Yep.
They're opening one? You heard it first.
They got honey butter there. Breaking news on Psychthoughts. You may be asking yourself, what does this have to do with psychology? And the answer is nothing.
Nothing.
Like,
see how we make a decision?
Yeah. Who cares? We're talking about honey butter at this point. That sounds delicious.
Oh, man, that is so
here's the takeaway. You have a lot of choices. You're going to stagnate, right? So you're likely going to freeze. So you're looking to sell some stuff at your local farmer's market. Do you want to have like a whole big host of tables worth of stuff? Probably not. You want to have a few things that are distinct from one another, and that forces people into a choice. They wanted chocolate covered strawberries. You really need 2 varieties of chocolate covered strawberries: white chocolate and dark chocolate. Don't start throwing it. Well, this is peanut butter fudge, and this one's honeydew macadamia nut. You know, that doesn't even make sense. People will just go away. What you need to do is have 2 options. You'll force them into a choice with one, and then they might buy one of your other knickknacks or things at the other store. Send all of your additional proceeds to Psychthoughts, care of Dr. Edwards. I'll deposit it into the Psychthoughts account.
Send all photos to me.
Oh, dear. I checked the Psychthoughts email box since you brought up photos.
Oh.
And we had an email. We actually had 2. One doesn't count.
You mean they work from Elite Singles?
No. If we're counting all emails, we actually have 4, which is a new record. Since we've gotten off of Elite Singles, that's a new record. The 4 emails were our university saying when we go back, we all have to wear masks. So that'll be fun. I'll look incredible. The other one was our university saying they were going to make a decision about whether or not we wear masks. Then we had one from our intern. And then we had one that just said, and I quote, "I know, Doug."
Ah.
So remember, continue to send your hard-hitting, fact-filled emails to psychthoughts@tentech.edu. And if you're that listener out there, I know him too. I feel so connected to you right now, our listener.
Hey, now you said you got that email. I just got the email today that said we are going to wear a mask.
That's what it, yeah. It came.
Yeah, that's the one that came out
That
today.
email actually,
And what really, I love my university, love my job, but I was surprised when they said they were going to give us a mask.
well, yeah.
And some hand sanitizer.
They then, well, for us, remember, we're going to have ours distributed by our supervisor. So I don't, we might get a mask. I don't, it seems like the idea of having a collection point to pick up a social distancing object is not a good idea. Like maybe they could use this thing called the mail. Might have been a good idea. Mail. That's that thing where they teach them how to use the post office.
If I could only know how to address a letter, where could I go to learn such a thing?
You can go to the Roden University Center in the post office, and they will teach you how to address a letter, which is exciting that we need to teach that at the university level.
What was the subject again?
Postage 101.
So we have too many topics. That's the problem. See there? Let me bring it back around. We have way too many topics that we get off the subject. But boy, was it not good for a scout subject. You've discovered that the only Logan's that's open is in Cookville. Another reason to come.
And soon there will be a Roadhouse.
There's going to be a Roadhouse. And someone out there knows Doug.
Okay, now I'm pretty sure that's for the game show that we want to do. So
It doesn't, no. In no way, shape, or form will that work as the entry. Because it just says, all it says, "I know Doug."
I like that short.
It doesn't say anything like, "In response to your query about looking for students," or "I want to be on the show." Nothing. It just says, "I know Doug."
Which means
that's the person we need. That's the person.
they could be on the show or they could be stalking him.
Won't be the first, won't be the last.
Oh yeah, no, that's whatever. That's why we travel with security.
Security.
So our next part, we said we were going to talk about changing behaviors. Then we talked about making too many choices. Sometimes you have too many choices about which behaviors you're going to change. So we've got some solutions for that too. Want to change a habit? We're going to talk about how you can do that out there right now. That'll be exciting. What do you got, Doug?
To change a habit or anything, make it fun.
That when I was reading my notes that were given to us by our wonderful intern, Elaine, I was reminded of a book called SuperBetter. It's probably written backwards, but if I turn it around so you can read it, it's just the back of the book, so that doesn't work. But it's SuperBetter. And the author's name is my favorite name on earth, Doug. Are you ready for this? It was written by Jane McGonigal.
Hogwarts.
You may find it hard to believe, but Jane is a professor, which makes her Professor McGonigal. And that's incredible. That's incredible. This is a great book about how to make changing habits or something in your life fun, and it uses the idea of play as a motivating factor. So if you think about any challenge in your life, hers was a medical challenge, but any challenge in your life, any type of behavior you want to change, make it a video game, right? Have level ups. Think about bosses you might have to defeat. So if you're dealing with depression, or if you're dealing with anxiety, or if you're dealing with another type of disorder, some of those bosses that you'll have to defeat might be like neurovegetation or panic attacks. And when you beat that day, celebrate it. Rescue a princess and slide down a flagpole. I don't know how you're going to celebrate it. And at the end of the day, if you don't have a good day, you just take yourself out of the cartridge and blow in the end really hard, and you'll probably have a better day tomorrow.
Definitely.
Make it a game. It can be fun. It also reminded me of another book called Changing for the Good. These are great resources if you have a habit you want to change. Changing for the Good. Prochaska is the main author. Excellent text. Published by, I don't know, a company. 6 steps to changing any behavior you want to change, any habit you want to change. Very helpful. So that's how to make it fun. Can't you tell? It was fun.
Well, now we talk about this in class. There's the fun theory that if you make something fun, people will more likely do it. And it came to light, I think it was in Sweden, where they had an escalator that was being overflowed because nobody would take the stairs. And so they shut it down and they remodeled the stairs to be like piano keys. And when you stepped on it, it made music. And then they filmed it and people started watching. They're like, well, I got to take the stairs because that's more fun. And so they had more people that would do the stairs than they would take the escalator. So, I think, when you do something that's fun, it also inspires other people because they go, they're having fun. Let's do that, And we've made decisions like that. You be out and you'll be watching people and they'll be having a good time. You'll be like, I don't know what you're doing, but let's do that, So makes things a lot easier instead of approaching the problem like, another day, another battle.
The idea of fun means it's often done in a group. So that's that last part. Make it fun, but also make it social. Make it something you do with others.
6 foot apart.
It
has to be 6 foot apart then.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm starting to take signs of all of these things that I'm seeing at the Walgreens drive-in. There's a sign in it, and it talks about how it's good for you not to interact with people. And there's a picture of this. It's all the things that they're doing at the Walgreens to keep us safe, which I appreciate, right? They're handling like meds and stuff. That's important. But there's a picture of a person sitting alone at a table, and it says, "We take our breaks alone." And I was like, that's so sad. Like, as a kid who sat alone at a lunch table for a number of years, I feel sorry for all of these people who are now being told, "Oh no, that's good. You make sure you sit by yourself." Oh,
you were just ahead of your time.
Your sandwich is soggy. I was a trendsetter.
Exactly.
It sounds like an after-school special. Little Derrick sat by himself.
I just think about this person eating their sad sandwich and being like, it's been a rough day, but I've got no one to commiserate with. And they're like, I guess I'll quit. And that just, please hear me, that there is no way, and this is just my opinion. I can't say that this is Doug's. It's certainly not Tennessee Tech's. There is no way that we can survive in social distancing because we are social creatures, right? I'll give you a good example. I hope there's a next generation coming, and you can't do that 6 feet apart unless you've got something I don't know about. But that's not going to happen.
I also have news on that. I have a cousin that she's pregnant because of the coronavirus now, because she didn't 6 foot distance from her husband. So you're good. We have a next generation.
So we got all these corona babies.
Corona babies.
Plague babies.
That used to mean something else. That used to be the baby that came 9 months after a beach vacation. Make it fun and get social support. Absolutely. As Elaine says, stay 6 feet away. Let's flatten the curve and all the other trendy things I'm supposed to say. But also have fun, right?
Well, no, we're social distancing and it's fun and anybody can do Zoom.
Oh yeah, because it's just the same.
Well, I mean, now when I meet people, I have to put a box around them and go, oh yeah, you look familiar now.
I keep trying to find my mute button when I'm meeting people in person because I got stuff I want to say behind their back.
Wouldn't it be great if you could do that when you meet people? You could turn your video off and just go, oh, yes, yes, and then just turn it off and be doing something else while they're talking.
Just, I mean, a lot of people do it anyway. You're talking to them and just scrolling through their phone, you know? You're like, whatever.
I already do the one that, you can do the backdrop, you know, you can change it. I do that. I get bored in conversations. I'm somewhere else playing golf in the Bahamas or something. Doing,
So what we're talking about a lot, at least in this little bit, is about laughter, because that's really what Doug and I are about, is about having a good time. We enjoy laughing. That doesn't mean we don't have serious moments and we can't have serious moments, but laughter is a very important part of our health, right? We're just like, I believe we're not going to survive with those social distancing if it were to be forever. I can tell you that laughter is, it's not the best medicine. There's like real medicine, but laughter is helpful in that the neurotransmitters that it releases, but then there's also this bonding component to laughing. I pronounced it like it's written. To laughing. Laughing is universal. All cultures laugh, that's pretty neat. Well, what makes them laugh might be different things. Very few people think Doug and I are funny. If you're out there and you're laughing, you're probably one of us.
It's the only reason I do this job.
I like this next bullet. Laughter is unconscious. You can't actually laugh on command. It will be fake. That's harsh. That was evil. That wasn't a fake laugh. It was cynical and.
Oh, you want to
like
pass?
all you needed to do was to start doing this with your hands. We rarely laugh when we're alone. We'll probably say if you're absolutely doing nothing and you're laughing, that's something else. It's probably called pseudobulbar affect. You might also cry for no apparent reason as well. What movie?
Where did you see that you don't laugh alone?
It says we rarely laugh when we're alone. It's the third bullet down.
Oh, I don't think that's true, because I laugh a lot of times when I'm alone.
That answers a lot of questions.
I mean, if I'm watching something funny, I mean, you know. All right.
I think we're talking about just like unprompted laughter.
Well, you have to have something to prompt you to laugh. I mean.
Okay.
Well, I guess I have a question. I mean,
you know what?
Do they mean in the research you're watching something funny and you're by yourself, you don't laugh? Or if you see something funny, you go, ha ha, you know?
I will say that most people don't really LOL when they write they LOL'd.
I do. And you can look at my butt and see that when I write the, you know, LO.
You can look at your what?
My butt when I write LOAL or whatever. No, it's LMA.
Okay.
Laugh never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, before we go on with that, I just random thought out of left field.
Okay.
Let me ask Elaine a question, because she's the younger one and the hip one.
No.
Elaine,
No, he's the younger one.
When you text, do you end your text with punctuation?
No.
Okay. If I text you and said, hey, I can't be on the show today, and made a sentence, put a period, would that offend you?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Offend you?
What? Okay. I was told that the younger generation do not put periods at the end of text messages, because if you do, that's like you just telling somebody, like if I said to Derrick, this is what I think, this is how I feel, period. And that's the end of the conversation. When you don't put a period, that means you're still open to feedback.
Let me tell you, if you're having deep conversations through text, your relationship will fail. You're going to read into stuff. You're going to be saying, I'm upset right now, and I'm not even getting a stupid text from
I
you,
just
Doug.
brought that up just to get him going. But it's true. I mean, I talk to some young kids, and they go, "Oh yes, Doug, that's real." I'm like, "You're morons."
The only thing I know is my daughters used to, whenever I would end my sentence with the 3 periods, like I was getting ready to say something again, they always thought I was mad. I don't even know what that's about, but they used to always think I was mad when I ended my phrase that way, texting.
So when you would use like the ellipsis dot, they would be like, "Oh, you're mad."
Yeah.
Well, how does that mean mad?
I don't know.
Because it means I am mad.
I only know a little things about text messaging. I know that if you put it in all caps, that means you're yelling. If anything's funny, you always put LOL. And if you send eggplant,
No,
if
you're
you
supposed
send
to do
eggplant,
ha-ha
that means
now.
woo woo woo. So,
I will. I can't believe you brought this up, Doug. I can't even see straight right now.
well, thanks for tuning in.
If you get offended because someone uses punctuation, life is going to be really hard for you. So what I'd like you to do is take a big breath in and then let it go. And just understand it'll be all right. You don't have to be liked by everyone. People can be mean to you, and it will be okay as long as you do you. That'll be good.
Tune in next week.
And that has a period on the end of it.
Tune in next week. I'll bring up more pop culture for Derrick to lose his mind.
I can't. I'm a little upset that you baited me into being upset right now. I was in a good mood until this. And
I think that's a whole episode, pop culture and Derrick.
Oh, that'll have to have a warning.
I'm just trying to think about what I would say to a kid who was like, "You're so mean. You put periods on your sentences." I'd probably strike them. I don't know what I would do. Like, I would be so nervous. It would be a reflex. I wouldn't know what to do, and that's not a good look for me. All right.
Once again, true.
Well, we're out of time. We're out of time. That's ridiculous. We're talking about laughter, and you're going to ruin my day.
But I have the best laugh.
There is something to be said about how upset I get, and then how upset you get. But whatever. You do you. I'll do me. Doug will be Doug. It'll be fine.
And I'm going to end all my text messages with a period from now on.
I'm going to use 3 and an exclamation point. In fact, today I might resolve to only texting in caps, like always.
Oh no!
Oh yeah.
Always in caps, just so people will then text like, "What's wrong, bro?" And I'll be like, "Not much. What's up with you?" All caps again. Okay. This has been Psychthoughts. I'm Derrick. I'm obviously joined by Elaine, our intern, and my best friend and co-host of the show, Doug. Why do we do Psychthoughts? I don't know. Several years ago, we thought it was a good idea. And then Elaine was like, we'll put it on the internet. Whatever.
And here
Bad
we
idea.
And look what and just sit back and, as the show ends, contemplate all that you've learned. And make sure
you've learned a lot.
Send Derrick a text, but don't end with a period.
And hopefully you've laughed, because that's important.
That's right.
I actually hope most of you are fired up like me about this whole people getting upset about punctuations. But that's just kind of me wanting to be bonded to you. Somewhere in this area, there's a subscribe button. Click that button. And then leave a comment. Send us an email, psychthoughts@tentech.edu. Find us on the social media things, facebook.com/psychthoughts. Psychthoughts R1 on either the Twitter or the Instagram. I don't know. And then on the Instagram, we're Psychthoughts Radio, or I don't know. Look for Psychthoughts. Worst thing that'll happen is you'll talking to someone that you shouldn't talk to, and that'll be good. But for me, that's all I've got, and I'll put a period on that one.
Just always got to get that last word in, don't you? Period.
We'll see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.